Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a trip of transformation, whereby the basis of your daily life becomes the roadmap for success and fulfillment. Today we investigate the art of creating miraculous mornings, those priceless events when our decisions determine the direction of all that comes after. Imagine waking up every morning feeling clear-headed and purposeful, ready to welcome the day with great vitality. Amazing mornings are a conscious discipline that helps us to grab the opportunity and maximize our potential. They are not only a question of chance. Developing strong habits and rituals helps us to produce a cascade of positive and productive effects that permeates our life. Come discover with me the ideas and techniques to create mornings that inspire and uplifts. We will discuss how small but effective habits can turn daily events into remarkable chances for personal development and success. Today starts your path to discover the amazing power of mornings. Knowing that our mornings define the nature of our life, let us travel this road together, committed to beginning every day with intention and goal. In Miracle Mornings 2012, Hal Elrod explains the techniques that allowed him to overcome the consequences of a near-fatal car accident. He realized that the key to a successful and fulfilling life was dedicating time to self-improvement every day. The author details 6 crucial steps we can follow each morning to start our days and make excellent progress toward a fulfilling life. Have you ever considered that the way you think about your life might be what's preventing you from reaching your potential? Most of us tend to make decisions based on our past, and in doing so, we suffer from something known as the rearview mirror syndrome, RMS. If you suffer from RMS, you believe that who you used to be is who you are now, and your choices and decisions are informed by the limitations of your past experience. So, when you encounter new opportunities, you usually dismiss them, citing that you've never experienced them before. For example, someone who can't commit to their partner due to past failed relationships likely suffers from RMS. Apart from RMS, another reason we fail to reach our potential is our habit of isolating incidents. This means we treat events in our lives as if they are disconnected from everything else, which is contrary to reality. For instance, you might think it's okay to skip your daily workout because you can always do it tomorrow, but instead of your decision affecting just this moment in your life, it actually impacts the person you're becoming. Author and entrepreneur T. Harv Eker emphasizes the significance of this habit in his book Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, when he points out how you do anything is how you do everything. And so if you analyze incidents in isolation, you end up being more lenient with yourself, and even events you consider mere exceptions will become the norm. As a result, your ability to achieve your dreams is curtailed, and you achieve success only to the extent your excuses allow. If you want to create a life on your own terms, you must change how you think about it. Dwelling on the past and making excuses will only hinder your success. To start your day well, stop snoozing the alarm and change your thinking about sleep. So, maybe you're convinced you need to change your life, but where do you start now? Well, first ask yourself if you snoozed the alarm this morning. Many of us would feel guilt about this. So what's the problem? Well, hitting the snooze button prevents us from waking up with a sense of purpose. Every time you do this, you're unconsciously telling yourself that you don't want to get up, to live life, experience things, and face the day ahead. Think about those suffering from depression. For those people, generally mornings are the hardest time of the day. When they resist waking up, they decrease their chances of enjoying a satisfying day. Conversely, if you wake up each morning with a purpose in mind, you'll be on track to build a happy life. Consider Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates, Albert Einstein, and even Aristotle. All these famous people have one thing in common: they wake up early. So if you realize you always have laziness in the morning, try changing your thinking about sleep. Have you ever woken up completely exhausted on a special day? Probably not. Whether it's your birthday, wedding day, or Christmas morning, it won't matter if you've only slept a few hours. You'll probably wake up full of energy and anticipation for the day ahead. This is because the beliefs we have about our sleep play a crucial role in how we feel when we wake up. The problem with most of us is what Elrod discovered about himself when we go to bed: it's too few hours of sleep. I will feel exhausted tomorrow. They're ruining their morning even before falling asleep. When they told themselves they would feel fine in the morning, they felt refreshed with just 4 hours of sleep. 3 changed their morning routine to increase their motivation to get up. So how can they stop wasting their lives sleeping and start reaching their potential? A significant step they can take is to change their morning routine by raising their motivation to get up. This level can be described on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 means you're eager to get up and greet the day ahead. 1 means you'd rather go back to bed. Luckily, putting some basic techniques into practice can put them more on alert and give them more spark during their morning routine. First, before going to bed, they must affirm for themselves that they will wake up the next morning feeling renewed. If you can somehow generate excitement about the day ahead, waking up will be a much lighter task for you. Then, place the alarm on the other side of the room relative to your bed. Of course, this means you'll actually have to get out of bed to turn it off in the morning. Once you're out of bed and have turned off the alarm, go to the bathroom and brush your teeth. Doing this will give you a sense of freshness and help you feel more awake early on. Next, go to the kitchen and grab a glass of water and drink it as quickly as you comfortably can. This helps you rehydrate after a night of losing water through breathing. It's important to note that dehydration can actually make you feel extremely tired. By completing these simple steps, you'll wake up feeling more radiant and ready for the main practice of the Miracle Morning Routine, which we'll reference now. 4. Practicing intentional silence in the morning will help you combat stress. Like most of us, you likely experience stress. A powerful way to reduce this is to implement the first step of the Miracle Morning Routine. This means making time for intentional silence after waking up. An example of intentional silence is meditation, a popular technique many people in high-pressure jobs use to combat stress. The Huffington Post, for instance, reported that Oprah Winfrey believed transcendental meditation in particular helped her connect with what is God. Many famous people like Sting, Jerry Seinfeld, and Russell Simmons say meditation is an essential part of their lives. So how can you incorporate intentional silence into your routines? Well, you can try the Miracle Morning Meditation. Before you begin, take a break from worries and focus only on yourself. Find a quiet and comfortable place to sit, such as a cushion or chair, and sit upright with crossed legs. Then close your eyes or gaze at the floor in front of you. Pay attention to your breathing, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Breathe slowly and bring the air into your abdomen, not your chest. Then establish a breathing rhythm. Inhale for 3 seconds and exhale for 3 seconds. Try to push away any thoughts, but if they arise, refocus on your breathing. Though this may be challenging at first, it will gradually become easier. If you practice every day, you'll gradually feel your stress levels decrease. If you've tried these techniques and feel they're not for you, you can also explore other methods to help you relax. This could mean taking some time to reflect on your life and the things you're grateful for. Or you may find prayer works better for you if it resonates more. 5. Use affirmations and visualization in the morning to start creating your ideal life. How do we move from a mediocre life to a life we love and that truly satisfies us? One way is to examine our inner dialogue. Our brains are subconsciously programmed by how we talk to ourselves, but it's possible to change this using positive affirmations. We all have different streams of thought in our heads based on our past experiences, which can either work for us or against us depending on how we use them. To transform some of your thoughts into positive affirmations, you can follow these steps. Express and write down how you want your life to be in each area. Clarify your reasons by asking yourself why you want what you want, and ask yourself what you're committed to doing to make your life like this, or even take it to the next level. After creating your affirmation, make sure to read it aloud to yourself at least once a day. Another important tool to have on hand for success is one that many professional athletes use: visualization or mental rehearsal. You too can implement this technique to visualize your ideal life, dreams, and goals. For example, if you want to write a book, visualize feeling inspired and joyfully writing page after page at your desk. Your affirmation can help you visualize answers. When you ask questions like, what do I want, why do I want it, and what am I committed to doing to get that? Affirmation and visualization are powerful tools. Affirmation and visualization. Visualizing your dream life and affirming to yourself what you're willing to do to make it happen will change your perspective on your daily routine. Morning exercise will help keep your body healthy and boost success. We often feel too busy to exercise. It seems like our lives are so packed with activities that we often feel completely exhausted by evening. So why not try starting the day with some exercise first thing? Exercise is crucial for maintaining our health, so it's wise to make room for physical activity in our lives. Few of us manage to fit in exercise during the day, although we all know the benefits, such as a lower risk of diseases and simply feeling good because we're in shape. The key is that we also know our days will be hectic, with last-minute appointments and important tasks popping up unexpectedly. So, we often collapse on the couch at the end of the day, too tired to go for a run or work out. Though we know exercise is important, we often put it off. However, making time to exercise as part of our mornings can greatly contribute to our success. For example, when asked in an interview what the #1 key to success was, self-made billionaire entrepreneur Evan Pagan responded, starting each morning with a personal success ritual. He then emphasized the value of morning exercise as part of this ritual and explained how it helps accelerate his heart rate, pump blood, and fill his lungs with oxygen. One way you can exercise in the mornings is through a yoga audio. The author dedicates 20 minutes a day to practicing yoga daily following instructional audio. This helps him focus, wakes him up, and allows him to maintain higher energy levels throughout his day. 7. Read and write in the morning to focus on your personal growth. Once you've exercised, it's time to focus on your personal growth as the next stage of your miracle morning routine. Reading and writing are two different activities that can help you reflect on your successes and move forward with what you want from life. We can all find some time to read, and reading personal development books in the morning is a quick way to gain insights from others who have experienced success. There are books on all kinds of goals like increasing your earnings, improving your relationships, or starting a business. A good reading goal to aim for is a minimum of 10 pages per day. This translates to about 20 minutes of reading per day, depending on how fast you read. Surprisingly, this adds up to about 3,750 pages per year, meaning you'll read around 18 books a year. Additionally, rereading, highlighting, or circling useful information makes it easier to remember what holds the most value for you. Next is writing. Why should this be useful for us? Well, writing for just 5 or 10 minutes each week will accelerate your personal growth. Putting your thoughts, feelings, and insights into writing can be very beneficial. For example, Elrod noticed he was much happier and felt more gratitude for his life because writing allowed him to focus on what he had already achieved as well as the goals he wanted to achieve in the future. He did this by dividing a page into 2 columns called Lessons Learned and New Commitments. And this helped him stop making the same mistakes and committed him to making the changes he wanted in his life. By writing every day, you can review what you've learned, develop a clear vision of your problems and achievements, and acknowledge your progress along the way. 8. Personalize your miracle morning ritual to fit your specific needs. Now that the 6 morning habits that can make you feel fulfilled and successful have been introduced, it's important to learn how to adapt them to your needs. You can take less or more time depending on what works best for you. If you like, you can spend 60 minutes in the morning preparing for the day and divide the hour in different ways. For example, you could spend 10 minutes on each activity, or you could exercise for 30 minutes and spend 5 minutes on all other activities if you think you'll benefit more from that exercise. Even a few minutes is better than nothing. If you're stressed about adding more things to your routine, just take 6 minutes and divide them into the following. Minute 1, sit silently. Minute 2, recite your affirmations. Minute 3, visualize your day going perfectly. Minute 4, write down a few things you're grateful for and what you want to achieve during the day. Minute 5, read 2 pages of a book. And finally, minute 6, do some push-ups and sit-ups to add even more freedom to your new routine. The time and place of your miracle morning can also be flexible. For example, the author travels extensively and often performs his miracle morning ritual on flights, carrying with him some yoga lessons, 1 book, and a journal. By doing so, he can sit anywhere to meditate or pray, recite his affirmations, and visualize his goals. If you work night shifts, you can also do the miracle morning ritual when you wake up much later in the day. The key is to have some specific and dedicated time for your personal development. 9. Transform your miracle morning ritual into a new habit by having a partner to share accountability with and committing to a 30-day challenge. Like any healthy habit, the miracle morning ritual works best when you commit to it regularly. An effective way to make this happen is to find a partner to share accountability with to help you stick to your commitment. We've all had those days when we intended to go to the gym but didn't simply because we didn't feel like it. However, if we had a friend waiting for us there, we would be much more motivated to go. We are more accountable when others hold us responsible for our behavior. Therefore, find a partner to share accountability who wants to do the miracle morning ritual with you. This way, you can call each other to make sure you're on track. If you find it difficult to find someone, you could also join an online community. We know it takes about 30 days to form a habit, so be ready to commit to the challenge of transforming your life in 30 days with Miracle Mornings. The transformation challenge can be divided into 3 phases. The first few days may be tough and very hard to endure. The next 10 days become easier but still feel strange and somewhat uncomfortable. However, during the last 10 days, your new habit will become part of your identity and you'll start enjoying it. For example, the author initially hated running but committed to running every day for 30 consecutive days. In the first 10 days, he wanted to quit. Every day, he battled his inner voice telling him it was okay to quit, but he didn't. By days 11 to 20, he no longer hated running and began to feel it more normal. Finally, as the last phase unfolded, he felt it had almost transformed into something enjoyable. Let us consider the great influence of beginning each day with goal and purpose as we draw to close our investigation of the transforming power of magical mornings. Your mornings are chances to set the scene for success, enjoyment, and personal development. not only the start of another day. Recall, my friends, that the morning rituals and habits you develop help to define not just your day, but also your life. Accepting the ideas we have covered, such as establishing specific goals, expressing thanks, and making investments in self-care, you enable yourself to negotiate obstacles with resilience and clearly reach your dreams. Knowing that any little change can greatly affect your well-being and output, I advise you to keep perfecting your morning ritual going forward. Your mornings should be vibrant, purposeful, and joyful, knowing that you are preparing yourself for a day of success and fulfillment. I appreciate you coming along on our trip into the art of extraordinary beginnings. Every day, you should arise with fresh energy, ready to design a life that captures your most important values and goals.